And it's time for more Theros Chaos here in the Mythic Odyssey of Theros in the wonderfully falling apart city of Neolantin after the events of the previous session. What do you guys remember?
We incited bravery. We got the people to face the portal we definitely didn't cause that's flooding in demons. We convinced them that they need to fight back. And then I gave lots and lots of villagers javelins.
Do you have any javelins left after you gave them all to the villagers?
Tragically, at the moment, no. I am javelinless. Well, I've got some goblin bidents.
So that's not a javelin.
They're the same thing.
So that's a stick with a twig.
It's a double javelin.
So.
It's a double javelin.
Hey, you've got a goblin now.
And I got and I got a new friend. Got a pocket goblin.
Well,
like
that was accurate. You gave an inspiring speech to the town guard of Neolantin that were just civilians that had access to arms and armour. You managed to reignite their warrior ways of the past to actually start training and get better, because you needed them to defend the portal to the underworld that you definitely left open and undefended. So there's some, at the very least, basic soldiers to try and guard it from the woe striders actively pushing their way through it. We'll see how that goes.
Mr. Burbles.
And Mr. Burbles is there as well. Granny heard your cries, Guts, and sent Mr. Burbles barreling through your bag to help guard the portal to Heck. And after that, Sogeg went into the slums and inspired the downtrodden peoples there to not accept the shit that they've been given and to demand peacefully, but armed with javelins, to reclaim equality amongst themselves and the rest of Neolantin. And in that speech, you managed to pick up a new goblin that you christened Pogeg 3, who was completely enamored with your speech. Other things happened the previous session. Do you remember what they were?
Yeah, Dios systematically tried to destabilize the entire government of the city in favor of religious fundamentalism.
Dios did a naughty, very true. He actively tried to undermine the other gods aside from Heliod to try and turn the faith of the people, including heading to the Temple of the Divine and defiling it, specifically Nylea's fresco and her sort of place of worship there, to which there was a very distinct evidence that Nylea herself is very unhappy. It seems that the other gods are also not quite pleased either.
Well, they'll have to get in line. Heliod's in charge.
Nylea understands that it's just Dios, right?
It's just business.
It's just Dios.
We'll have to see.
All of a sudden, everyone in the party just stands about 10 feet away from Dios.
Why does it keep having arrows raining from the sky? I get it.
Good job, Dios is quite high AC and is quite buff.
I believe Skuts and Nadrin also wandered the streets trying to convince the peoples that they should stop being scared.
They wandered the Middle District, I believe, where a lot of the people that have moved here from Miletus, as Neolantin is still very much considered a vassal state of Miletus. It's not its own independent nation. Where you wandered around and were just generally friendly towards everybody, hoping to make people more accepting of the freedom movement that Sogeg was inspiring. So you've been in Neolantin for about 3 weeks now. Actually, probably close to 4 in-game weeks. So we'll start at the beginning of the day after you've had a nice long rest. If you want to change around any epithets, as well as check on the ones that you've got, cursed ones as well. And then, yeah, let me know how else you would like to continue exploring Neolantin. Although, before that, I need everyone to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
God.
You think I'm scared? I'm gonna have to use something. Nah, fuck it. I'm not even worried. Do your best. Pets as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, pets as well.
Oh dear.
Okay.
Oh no.
So, Jim, Nadrin, you wake in the middle of the night to hit the sound of your precious companions having terrible, terrible nightmares. And as you speak to them and try and understand what they were seeing, they seem to almost feel like they were entangled in vines, being sort of dragged into the earth. It seems like everywhere they could see was just this big thicket of thorns and brambles, and they were just being drowned within it.
Will aggressively shake Pogeg until he feels better. Stop being scared, Pogeg! Stop!
It seems reassuring enough. Pogeg looks to you as this beacon of strength and this avatar of the of the brass-shoed god. So it seems to settle down, but the fact that both of them shared a dream definitely doesn't sit well with either of you.
I will say, as I shake, I will purposely try and flex and pump my arm, just to just to show off.
Make an
really.
athletics check.
Oh my god! I've still got the athletic on. Yes. Please, Mogus.
There it is. You pump, and you can hear the sound of the metal of your armor straining to hold in your bulging biceps.
Oh. I love wasting my crits at the start of the session. Every
Well,
week.
you got a natural 1 and a natural 20.
It's perfect as it should be.
So, the dawn breaks. Sogeg and Nadrin, you're a little bit more tired than you would have been, having been interrupted in the middle of the night. But what would you, as a group, like to do in the fairly unstable situation you found yourself within Neolantin?
Gonna clap 2 hands together, point a finger to the sea, and just say, "Well, think we've done the best thing we can do here. Things seem okay. The children are armed. The demons are semi in the portal. I think we've done a good job. Sea monsters."
Who wants to go fishing?
I do have the fisherman. Oh, I don't have it on.
You've just had a long rest if you want to switch it on.
No.
I wish that would have got prepared.
Yes. Does anyone have? Do we have any? I feel like we made our mark right. I don't know if anyone has any lasting things they want to wrap up.
First thing I want to do before I do absolutely anything else this day, I want to cast my 4th level spell.
Sure,
Ooh.
why not?
I want to cast Death Ward on myself. If Nylea wants my body, she's going to have to work for it.
Okay, remind me of what Death Ward does.
For the next 8
Let's
hours,
go.
if I drop to 0, I drop to 1 instead.
Is it one
Doesn't-
use or is it just constant for the next 8 hours?
Constant for the next 8 hours.
So you literally can't die
Does-
for 8 hours.
No, it
Does
only
Nymeria
happens
have a
once.
clock?
But
Okay.
it's a passive one-time
But-
save.
okay, that makes sense.
It's good.
That's pretty good.
As long as Nymeria doesn't have a clock and doesn't understand what 8 hours is, we're okay.
Basically, while the sun's up, Dios can't really die the first time he gets dropped. Which, to be fair, it's Dios. You've got like
Should be.
3 other abilities that do that as well. So
Yep. I'm hard to kill.
Why does Lion Man look so smug in his being alive?
Dios always
Yes.
looks slightly
Ah.
smug.
but why is he so cautious that he's going to die, that he'll start the day with Death Ward?
It's
Why
very
is there a
wise
big
record.
green goddess in the sky with a gigantic bow pointed at us, Dios?
Honestly,
What did you
that's
do in the
not
temple?
That's not the reason he's cast it. He's going to cause a bit of bother today.
Oh, of course he is.
Oh, he's grumpy.
Yes, he is being a big grump.
Is as we wake up, I want to look around. Is Zolk? I don't know the better words to put it, but is he eating any of our dreams?
That is true. There were 4 nightmares last night, so Zolt, you were welcome to try and steal a nightmare to refuel your nightmare vehicle.
You know, yeah, sure.
While you're there.
We'll go with Jim's.
Curse you, Zolk!
I believe Jim needs to make a saving throw to know whether or not you've stolen it. I can't remember what the saving throw is.
Been a while since we've done it. Hang on. No, wrong one. There's the vehicle.
I believe it's automatic to steal a nightmare, but it's whether or not you can do it sneakily.
Fueled by nightmares. Oh, is it the worm that does it?
I believe it's the. Is it not the worm? Because I'm sure that's your. Yeah. Dig into nightmares. It's a wisdom saving throw.
Bang.
Do
Yeah,
that
he's
probably
aware.
passes.
He's aware.
As you steal my nightmares, I'm literally just staring at you with my eyes open. Dude, what are you doing?
Again, dude.
The thing is, I've seen your nightmare machine and I can't be angry.
Oh, hang on.
It's very cool. Also, it's kind of like, it's almost kind of endearing, right? Because you're like taking my nightmares. I feel better. You're lifting a burden off my shoulders.
Oh, the free disadvantage is just on Dream, not this. Damn it. It's because I've still
You're
got your
testing
hair in
me.
my inventory.
Give it back.
No.
One of these days, I'm going to put a red cap hat on you. Need to find another one first.
So, what would you guys like to do?
Listening out into the outsides, does it sound like a typical late morning? Is there the light rabble in the grounds, or does it sound kind of aggressive outside?
It definitely doesn't seem quiet. There is definitely some turmoil going on.
Cat, I'll bite. I'll sort of stretch out my claws, do my morning calisthenics, and personally, I'm just going to walk towards the black market.
Because where else would you go?
Well, they're my people. I like them.
Anybody joining Sogeg on his merry jaunt
Yes.
to
Nope.
the
Nope, I'm
evil
staying at
underworld?
the palace.
Scuts will join. She's actually, it's to the point where you can see the rut in the flooring. She's starting to like groove from pacing. So if someone's going somewhere, she's going with.
Hey, friends, come. I hear polite chatter and the sounds of beautiful training of javelins.
So those move into the black market if you want to move your tokens there, so I know where you are.
And it's going to go to the inn.
You can actually head into the inn this time. I
You
don't think
drunkard.
anyone's been there yet. Anyone following Bennett on his search for beer?
Nope, I want to find the
I
king.
won't watch him destroy
okay,
himself.
So Dios, you're staying at the palace. So
Mhm.
we will start with the majority of the party: Sogeg, Zolk, Nadrin, and Scuts. You head into the slums, and the place is just alive with just people bustling here and there. A lot of them seeming to be very agitated. What's everyone's passive perception? What's our passive perception of this little group?
10.
9.
Roll Shaggy.
Don't judge me.
Niels is 15. I've lost my character sheet. Hang on a second.
Scuts has 14.
Okay, there it is. 10.
Okay, so the Scuds and Neil, you would notice almost everybody you're passing is armed in some capacity.
Beautiful.
Whether it's openly, but carrying spears or swords on their hips, or whether there's some that are carrying more concealed things like daggers, nets, javelins, that kind of stuff.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to look at someone with a javelin, a subtle nod, and clicking my fingers, I just beckon for a Pogeg shift after a third of his name. Just climb on my head and do the Pogis symbol. I just want to see how they respond.
They turn, stop for a second before responding with the same symbol.
I scuttle over to the nearest one and give them a really big hug.
Okay.
So proud of you.
Oh no.
They are definitely on edge for the hug, considering they are arming themselves for whatever nefarious reasons. Not exactly the most touchy-feely of times, but they also are conflicted by being recognised by someone so influential in the area.
I look back to my friends and say, friends, I'm home. I'm finally home. Sogeg just can't really quite control himself. He's very happy right now.
So you make your way to where the majority of the quote-unquote stalls are here in the slums, where a good mix of all sorts of nefarious items can be purchased.
Are there any local javelin sellers?
You would be able to find arms dealers. Whether they'd specifically have javelins, you'll have to find out.
I'm looking for beast broth.
Looking for beast
Ooh.
broth. To be
Oh,
fair, I've
God.
not really been tracking your addiction because it would have killed you by this point.
Oh.
Because you need to have a drink of beast broth every single day or gain exhaustion. And since you've been here for about 4 weeks, it would have definitely killed you. So I'll say you have overcome your addiction to it.
Okay.
I'll be nice.
We went cold turkey.
Are you
Went
sure?
cold
Are you
turkey.
sure?
Well, it just means we
It
can
is
get
Zolk.
addicted to something else.
Well, in due time.
Exactly.
It's got
Probably won't
images of
take too
him
long.
getting clean in a locked room with the the demons of Pogegs past, crawling along the ceiling.
I'll shout out over to, because I know you asked it last session, Nadrin, and just say, Nadrin, they like us here. There's many strange folk. I think they won't dislike you. I think. You do the cool symbol over your head, I'm pretty sure they're friends.
I did come here first in search for a Triton at all.
Which you did find, although they were being very shifty.
Yeah, I did find one. He didn't seem happy that I found him, though.
You playing hide and seek by any chance?
It wasn't a purposeful hide and seek. Let's just go with that.
I say, sort of, Sogeg, sort of just seeing the peoples, he'll slow walk to a podium, almost as if he were about to rabble some rousing.
Oh,
Slow
God.
enough to wait for everyone to do their thing.
Oh dear.
He's just so happy to see these people.
All right, then we'll go through Zalt, Nadrin, and Scots based on what you want to find, and then we'll go back to Sogeg of whatever the
He'll
hell he's
walk
doing.
really slow. Really slow.
So we'll go for you, Zalk. What are you searching for now that you have shaken off your addiction to beast broth? You're looking for that extra hit again, or something else?
I'm drawing a blank now.
Well, you know how addictive it is. You can give it to other people.
You know what? Yeah.
There's also other stuff you can find here. It's a black market. If it's there'll be all sorts of stuff. It's just harder to get a hold of and know who to ask. But considering you guys have quite a bit of influence here now, thanks to Sogeg's actions, it might not be that difficult.
I will get back to you.
Also, for party names, you've got the 3 party epithets that no one's ever used. So
Yes.
whichever one you wanted
Good
to have
dudes.
switched on.
I think we still have the good dudes on, don't
I believe
I don't think
so.
we ever used it all.
We
Oh, we could summon ogres here. That would help.
God.
Uh,
I like being known as the good dudes. It's fitting.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's
It
very
makes me feel
fitting.
better about our
We're very
crimes.
good dudes.
Very misleading.
It's-
No, I think you're good dudes at heart.
We're doing
Oh,
good
they
for
were
good
someone.
dudes at heart.
Yeah.
Except for the thing with the satyr and the snail. But we're mostly good.
Or the orc and the
that
Wolf
was-
Striders.
The orcs we may have overstepped. Really. I feel quite bad.
Okay, so if Zolt's not looking for anything, Nadrin, are you here to look for anything in particular?
I think I'm more curious about what Sogeg's gonna do. I think
I
I'm just
wouldn't
here
be.
to observe what on earth is going to happen.
That's probably wise. Make sure you've got your spells ready.
No.
Scuds, aside from just needing the walk, is there anything in the black market you're searching for?
Yeah. Would I still have the butterfly item from Granny's bag? I pulled it, but I never used it. So
Okay. I'd say yes, it lasts until you pull the next item from that bag.
I don't know that I have. I could just roll and pull a new item, but my intent was to use the butterfly. All right. So Scuts is gonna
It's a butterfly of locate item, I believe, isn't it?
yeah. So she just
Useful.
kind of pulls something out of her fluffy hair, I think. Yeah, she stored something in there. Sure. It's a pocket. She pulls
Pull it
this
out the
little
chest,
butterfly
floof.
and she's
Get more
gonna
infinite
hold it out
pockets.
and she's gonna think real hard about a, a gift for Mahari. I really want to get my chocolate beef jerky back. And she's going to try to focus on a gift to tell Mahari she's sorry for using prestidigitation when she shouldn't have.
Okay. So you focus on your remorse for breaking the rules and getting duly punished, and you've reflected on your actions, and the butterfly flies off, and you follow its glittering trail until it lands on the top of a small stall where a couple of there'll be a couple of bugbears arguing with each other, very much distracted from where the butterfly has landed, which is on top of a book of some kind.
All right, Skuts is just gonna like excitedly clamber up, but she bumps into the stall a little bit in her excitedness and tries to kind of still it.
The bump, sure
Sorry.
enough, definitely alerts the bugbears of your presence. Hey! What are you doing? You trying to break our stuff? What are you doing?
No, I'm not trying to break anything. I swear, it just happens.
Have you seen how busy this place is? We're busy. What are you doing? Get to work.
Work?
Yeah,
She
have you not
looks-
seen everybody gathering all the stuff? We've got to be keeping track of everyone. If so many people are buying and moving stuff, we need to know exactly where it is. So then we don't have to do shit, and they could do all the work, and we just make money. And he high fives the bugbear next to him.
She's gonna point at the book.
Damn straight.
Where do I put this one at?
What do you mean, where'd you put? That's our ledger. That's mine, not yours.
But I want it.
Well, I want a beautiful elven wife, and I ain't got it, so...
She's gonna start searching in her pocket. I have one of those somewhere.
You have bits of one.
This will be the best day.
Oh no, that's right. I left her at Granny's? That's right.
Oh no.
No.
Sogeg exploded her while you were at
shoot,
Granny's.
that's right. That's right. I
Ooh, which
forgot,
one do you want to
merciful.
pull out of your bag?
Green dragon.
I
It's already come out of the
personally,
bag.
I vote the
God.
second one because I want to see it.
Yeah, I feel like you don't really get a choice to not stick to the sticky thing. So let's do it. We're pulling
Okay.
out the bone whelk.
Roll
In the
2d4.
middle of the-
God.
let's see. 2.
Okay, roll 6 more times on the bag of bullshit as with what's
Please.
attached to the bone whelk. Okay,
As
So-
you have a shard of marble that trails motes of light when in starlight, a purple feather, a small painting that depicts a field, a very nice rock, great for skipping, and a
it's
small
Dios' skipping
statuette
rock.
of a beast. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh, you've
think the
got
javelin might be
you've got
from
one of
Sogeg, too.
The animal things. Hold on. I will tell you what animal shape that is. Give you a moment.
Oh.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Roll a d12 for me.
Okay.
Okay. Let's have a look. What's it? It is a serpentine statuette of a gorgon.
Ooh.
Beautiful.
And they're all stuck to this giant sticky snail. You also forgot what the javelin that Sogeg gave you is also stuck to it.
Oh yeah, no, that's what I said when you said that was Dios's rock. I was like, oh yeah, that javelin's probably my BFF.
That's
My
what it would
BFF
be.
javelin. This snail is suddenly very valuable to Scuds.
The bugbears are definitely sort of recoil in horror at this monstrosity just being ejected from the inside of your shirt, covered in all of these glittery, interesting things.
Can I try to pull the javelin and the rock off of the snail?
You can certainly try. It would be an athletics check. I need to also find the bone whelk to remember how sticky they are.
Okay.
Okay, I know how sticky they are. So
After pulling out this snail with a clusterfuck of items on it, she's going to try to immediately grab her BFF javelin and try to free it.
It stays on there. It's
snail's
well
fine.
stuck. Seems to have almost wedged under its shell as well.
Guts is going to immediately go into a rage.
Okay, roll on the wild magic search.
Oh no.
No! Sogeg! She just like shouts Sogeg's name as she goes into a rage.
Oh
Okay,
my
you start
God.
shooting lasers at your chest. Okay, who are you aiming your chest at in this situation?
I mean, I guess she's frustrated with the snail, so that's what she would target.
So the snail screeches this just ear-piercing screech as it's suddenly blinded by this ray of light coming from your chest. It's still alive. They're pretty meaty things, but it's definitely drawing a lot of attention to itself as this ear-piercing screech can be heard pretty much throughout the entirety of the slums.
Oops, I didn't mean to click that again. Sorry. All right, so she's gonna, I guess, try to pry off the rock first. She'll go
Okay.
try Dios's rock.
It would be an athletics check this time at advantage because you are raging.
Ah, come on, my best friend rock. I forgot where athletic checks. There we go.
Yeah, that one, it seems to have been placed right next to where your chest laser was and has already started to come loose by the time you just run in and snatch it and rip it off. Probably ripping a few chunks of bone whelk with it.
Very, very aggressive. She'll try one more time to try to get her BFF javelin.
Okay.
I don't want to keep rolling for the same thing, but
You managed to pull the javelin out just, but in the process, the whelk is now just howling and howling to the point where a crowd is starting to gather to just see what on earth is going on.
all right. Angry, her fluffy chest heaving, a sticky goo javelin in one hand and a gooey rock in the other. She's just going to look at the bugbear who said he wanted an elf wife, and she's gonna point with her javelin at the bone whelk. And can I use... Is this how this works? Can I use beguiling eyes to try to... This is your elf wife! As she, like,
Okay.
gestures at the bone whelk.
I believe that is suggestion. So I need to remember what suggestion does. at least like the details of. You suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two and magically influence a creature. Okay.
I mean, if that-
No, that
Okay.
would work. They need to make a
I was
wisdom
say, if that
saving
doesn't-
throw. It's a fucking bugbear, so I'll just roll a d20. You point and scream that you've presented this great gift to this bugbear, and you can just almost see the pupils of his eyes turn to heart shapes as he just becomes enraptured by the deafening howl of this definitely not elf wife. As he completely forgets about the ledger that he's trying to protect, and is now trying to sweet talk the whelk that is just continually screaming.
would like to just grab the ledger and walk away now.
Make a sleight of hand check.
If I'm covered in stick, would I just stick to it?
It's more of how subtly you do it. You're not
oh,
going
yeah.
to...
Ooh.
Oh, would it be at advantage? Am I still raging?
You'd still have your natural 20 was the first roll, so...
Oh, fair.
As you very much take advantage of the chaos, and you probably just walk away, not actually trying to take the ledger. You just realise a few minutes later after walking away that it was stuck to where the bone whelk slime was stuck to you, and it's now just glued to you. Temporarily, you can pry it off fairly easily.
All right, Scots is overjoyed and will take the... That was what I was trying to get, right?
It was.
Okay.
Hopefully.
She's going to tuck it in her non-magical pocket and gleefully will wait for her love note to Mahadi later.
Note down that it is a black market ledger. Essentially, a book of who owes who what in the slums here. So, definitely something Mahadi would be interested in. Well, while that's going on, Sogeg, you arrive at your little soapbox.
I cough a little bit. I just pull Pogeg out of my pocket and I whisper into his mouth, just take this, and just sort of wave it about. And I'll give him the Tomola's cloak. I still have the stick I got from the returned. And I give him a bit of rope to tie it all together. I sort of cough. And if there's any party rounds around, I'll just sort of give a sly look and a thumbs up and say, it's going to be great. Is there sort of people still milling about? Have they sort of congregated towards
at
the...
this point, they are still just sort of sat staring slackjaw at the bugbear and the bone whelk screeching, and trying to shield the kids from what horror is forming in that particular encounter.
Oh, good, there are children. That's good. Okay. I sort of scuttle myself and move my box to make sure I'm within range of as many people as possible within 30 feet. And I just stand up tall, and I will first use I'll just use a binding smite just to make my body glow red with my Gifts of Mogis.
As you should.
And I will scream out loud, "Behold, Pogis is come," as I'm going to use my Conquering Presence.
Okay.
Noted that anyone who is feared of me is also stunned. Or frozen in place, rather.
So how far does this go?
Just 30 feet.
Okay. And is there a saving throw attached to it, or is it just that they automatically become...
It is a wisdom saving throw. It'll be on my thingamabob,
Okay.
so it'll be spell save 13.
I'm also trying to clean up the granny bag at the same time, so there we go.
So sorry.
Sorry. So,
well.
you step forward and unleash your conquering presence, which turns everybody on their heel, even silencing the sweet lovemaking between the bugbear and the bone whelk.
I don't want to ruin that.
As they turn to face this new attention.
I speak out to the people, and I say, "My brethren, my friends, you have your arms." And then, I'll say, Pogis looks down on you. With the flag wave in the background, I'll do my my little Pogis symbol, and I'll just say,
They salute in return. As soon as you do the symbols, they also all hold it up.
I look to them and I say, "Pogis Mogis asks only one thing: for you to show power and to earn what you must." As I speak a beguiling thing, and I'm going to use my new epithet, as I'm going to mass suggest.
So that's up to 12 creatures.
12 of the most armed.
Okay.
As I will speak to them and say, "Earn your equality with strength."
You can't make them do an obviously harmful act.
No. I will. Oh, yeah. I will say instead this. I will say, "Earn your equality." No, stand up for your equality. Be strong. And I guess I can't quite say following Pogis' words, because that definitely is violent. I would say stand strong for yourselves.
In response, they hold their weapons to the sky and all in unison just sort of chant for the bronze-shoed god as they sort of march off.
I'm fucking feeling it. Not as they chant for the bronze-shoed god, I am going to subtly attempt a divine intervention.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I call on Pogis Mogis, and I just speak out. Your children have shown their might. They've picked up arms. Show them the glory of red. I've fucking, yeah. Sogeg gets a bit wrapped up in a moment.
You hear...
Stomp your boot, Pogis.
In response, this sort of peal of thunder, like a large metal object slamming down on a surface a far distance away, and the sound echoing out. You feel a few drops patter against your helmet as you realise that a small cloud has formed, only enough to cover a small area of the slums, but it is raining blood.
It's beautiful.
Enough to turn most of the hoods and helms people are wearing to red.
I just scream out to them. I just continue on the chant of Mogis. For Mogis! BTW. I'm probably going to be dipping, by the way, everyone. For Mogis! We're going to underwater, but you stay strong for Mogis.
You got this, guys!
Literally, I'm tired of them being downtrodden. I'm tired of it. And I trust that with my mass suggestion, they will do it peacefully, stand up for themselves. And with Mogis' boot, they'll be red while doing so.
Well, I'm sure they will go on their peaceful protest under this storm cloud that's raining blood.
I give another thumbs up to the party.
Scuts returns it with her sticky... You just see her covered in like snail goo. She just like thumbs up.
We are two smart people of this party. Our machinations come true. I assumed that everyone... There was an unspoken contract. I'm pretty sure this is what everyone wanted.
Good answer.
Scuts just wants to see her friends succeed and achieve their dreams. So she's here for you, pal.
Yeah. True bestie.
Oh, Christ.
Sulk, you know what? You helped in this. You took away my fear from my dreams. Thank you.
So, unless there's anything anyone else wants to do while you're in the black markets.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I need to liquidate some gold into gold.
Okay.
Okay, I don't think we should be the good dudes anymore.
I've got 2 ingots of gold. I need to turn them into actual gold.
Is actual gold.
It is actual gold.
I mean money.
Mission
As in,
success.
it
is
is
money.
money. You would just go to any trader and be like, okay, here's a gold ingot.
Bugger.
I mean, if you want to try and get it for an actual coin value, you can certainly try.
Well, thought that far ahead.
Mission
I,
succeeded.
I appreciate you trying, Zolk. I appreciate you trying. The effort was
Okay.
there. It's okay. The effort was there. Anyone else want to do anything in the black market that you can actually do that you don't already have?
Thinking about, are there any? Seeing that the party's already run away. Sorry, the rabble have run. Are there any abandoned stalls, or are they all the shopkeep still quite
Uh,
with their wares?
the majority of people, I mean, it's still quite a busy street because there's
Yeah.
a lot of people here. So the shops are still very much open and active. There's none that are abandoned.
Was that? I was not going to be suggesting any evilness because I feel I'm a man of the people, and just sort of like fairly casually just shaking off the anger. I feel like now the blood rain's gone, I feel a bit more chill. Does anyone have a horn? I'm going to look specifically for a horn. I realised there was one thing missing in my speech.
That is
I
true.
peruse. Is there any horn-shaped items?
Make an investigation check.
Doopy doopy doo. Investigatio.
You managed to find maybe not a musical instrument shop, but more of a taxidermy and rare animal parts shop.
Look to the man and say, "You have some fine instruments here. These look like they have a nice timbre, a nice warm note to them."
You step in seeing a lizard folk just sort of with a black and definitely not red stained apron on as they turn to you with sort of a concerned look of, what kind of question is this? Are you guards?
Oh, I don't know about that. I nudge Pogeg to wave my flag. Still,
Not
Pogeg.
guards.
Guards? Yeah, did you see? I'd definitely just sort of sulk a bit after that. Like, oh man. No. What makes you think of that?
Asking strange questions.
I know no strange questions, friend. Your fine arrangement, I see now animals. But they could be used as instruments, no?
I have seen stories of people using tusk and horn for sounds. Not
Now-
beyond possibilities.
You look. What's your name, sir? What's your name?
Sirek.
Sirek. You look down in your looks, Sirek. You don't look like someone who should tell other people stories. You seem like someone who should make new stories. Because you are, and I'm not saying this lightly, I think you're the best taxidermist I've ever seen.
Make a persuasion check.
Blow him a little kiss as well.
You definitely see a few of the scales on his face flush.
Now, call me crazy, but I was thinking, using horns for horns is so... It's done right. What would you say about hollowing out your, and just putting it out there, no real reason why, any sort of rat-like creature? Would it be possible to sort of hollow a hole through it and use that as a horn?
I can see the might be an item I have, as he scurries off into the back before pulling out an oversized rat skull. As in, even for a rat folk, it would be huge. Oh, large, to put it specifically. As in, from a large creature, not
Beautiful.
the full-size large, just the skull.
Yeah.
But it seems to have been sealed with something rather than just the hollow bones. It seems to have a strange sort of greenish crystal sort of inlaid within it. But you don't think they've been specifically put there as in like as decorations. They seemed almost like jammed in.
Sirek, that's amazing. What is it?
This interesting item from distant rat clans. Experiments that don't go as well as it wanted, but leave interesting props.
Could you blow in it? And would it make a noise?
Skit doesn't judge.
That doesn't sound like no. Sirek, how much for your strange skull that has hole in it?
This very rare item, only a taxidermy of my caliber can find, be 1,000 gold.
Ah, Sirek. Do I look like a 12-foot tall scorpion man who won't rip your face off for God King Pogus? Come on. You're being crazy. 1,000 gold? How about this beautiful Cetessan glass armor? And 15 gold pieces as well.
Unless you have a creature to exchange parts with, maybe one of your old shedded skins would be interesting. Other than that, I
I looked at
need
my
the
cloak
gold.
and I sort of go, oh. I just asked him to hold a moment, and I looked through my random gubbins in my body. And don't you know it, I think I'm genuinely fresh out of skulls. Unironically use them all. Okay. Ooh.
You get the feeling that 1,000 gold would be roughly 2 gold ingots.
Don't think I could convince Zolk that he should give away just for some. That's a bit brutal. I do one last attempt before I take the consolation prize of just buying a ram's horn. I say this. Okay, I know I said you're the best taxidermist ever. But you and me both know taxidermy, it's old, and sometimes you just want to see gods. I pull out, as I still have a bit of it left, some of my Pogeg disappearance dust. And I say, this ethereal dust will make you see a real god, be in his presence. How's that for a skull?
Is not something I can sell on. Do I look like a drug dealer? I am a parts dealer. Bring me god parts, maybe.
Ooh. I look at him and I say, I've incited enough violence today. Oh no, well, I've incited no violence today. I'm in a happy mood. I'm in a peaceful mood. And you know what? I'll remember that you're here. And I'll take one of your lowly ram's horns. Surely you got one of those 15 gold pieces.
A simple 10 gold for the ram's horns. Easy
For you?
find.
I give you 9.
Simply because of such a interesting creature, if you promise me a portion of your body when it passes, I will offer deals.
Peace we talking.
Just the right to mount your body on the wall once you die of whatever causes. No rush. But if you can offer this, I will offer good deals on anything I have.
I mean, it has always been my dream to be stuffed and mounted when I die. I just have a look past him. I want to look at the rest of his taxidermy. Is he truly quite a good taxidermist?
It's relatively impressive. There's definitely creatures here that you've never seen before, mostly because they're bits of other creatures stitched together. Although, kind of hard to tell if they're not also real creatures, given Theros' granny infestation.
Yeah, I was gonna say grannies.
Yeah, I mean, talking taxidermists, we have granny. I'd much rather. I look at him and I just pull out 10 gold pieces and I say, listen, today I'll take the horn, but if I come back and you show me something really special, I might just give you that right. You have staunch opposition, though. Got to bring your A game.
I will see what I can provide. He turns back to whatever carcass he was working on before.
I mean, it might be a rat horn. I might be lucky.
I mean, you can ask Zolk about the details of the skull that he offered if you want to see if Zolk knows anything about it. I.e., I'll make Zolk roll and then tell him what he knows.
I mean, you can do that. I'll be honest, all I wanted to know is if you could blow it like a horn.
It may have required a few gaps tightening or filling with something else to allow a sort of resonance chamber, but it wouldn't have been impossible. It may have even had magical effects.
Did he have just a basic ram's horn?
Yes, he did give you a basic ram's horn, which you can just use as a normal war horn.
Yes, I give that to Pogeg, and I...
Nothing special, doesn't offer any additional bonuses, but you've got a ram's horn.
Is it annoying, though?
It's loud.
That's all that matters. I give it to Pogeg and say, Pogeg...
If you want to brace yourself, I've got an example.
Pogeg blows on the horn. That was.
There you go.
That's impressive lung capacity.
Pogeg, that was well worth 10 gold pieces. Congratulations. I say he's a little beast for a size small humanoid.
You definitely see his face red, cheeks puffed, sort of like just blow as hard as he possibly can just to impress you.
Gonna say he succeeded in impressing.
Very much so.
So, with that, we'll move on to Bennett in the inn. So, you arrive just on the outskirts of the slums at quite a well looked after tavern. It doesn't seem to be quite busy, but it is also the middle of the day, so not exactly
time.
prime time for getting pissed.
Right, okay. I head to the bar. The inn.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
head on in. It's a nice, warm atmosphere. A fire is roaring in the hearth. There's not really any patrons in. Most of the stools and the like are put on top of the tables as the place is sort of being maintained before the evening rush.
I'm assuming, is there a bartender behind?
There is indeed.
Bar?
There is a tiefling currently cleaning the top of the bar. I've got a little bit of art for that I found on Google Images, so credit to the artist, even though I don't know who they are. I'm sorry. You see them cleaning away at the top of the bar.
Okay, I'll just approach them and just ask if I can get a drink.
Oh, a little early for anything too strong, but I think you can handle the kind of things we deal here. Glyke, the master of the careless magpie. And what can I get you to drink, young fellow?
What ales have you got?
Oh, we have some fine Acronian hops and some Melitan wines, as well as a few of the more local beverages of varying strengths.
What's the mid-strength offer on your local stuff? I tried to sample the wares of all the places I visit.
Reasonable. There's a local beauty that we've just got a nice barrel in, blessed by Xenagos himself. Oh, truly divine to taste. Just a single gold coin for a mug as he starts to fill up a small tankard.
With me. Yeah, okay. What does it look like? What does this beer look like?
It looks like what you would expect for a relatively decent quality beer, sort of a golden ale, frothy heads, sort of a strong hoppy aroma. Trying to think of what other beer descriptors that I vaguely know of. It's beer. What do you want from me?
Sorry. Yeah, okay. I flick a coin. I will. Yes, I'll try this.
Okay. You have a sip, and considering you've not really had much to drink for a while, it is quite refreshing. Doesn't seem to have anything untowards within it, but it definitely seems like you could drink this for the rest of the day and enjoy every sip. I will need a Constitution saving throw, though. Yeah, nice, enjoyable, refreshing.
Nice. Right, I'll. Is it okay if I go and sit by the fire?
Oh, be my absolute guest, warm your weary bones. I can even come over and keep you a little bit of company if you are so inclined. You look like somebody with plenty of stories to tell, and I always like hearing the stories of my patrons.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Okay, yeah, if you want, I'll go over to the fire and take a stool off the table and I'll sit down.
He joins you and sort of leans in while you sup on your beer. So, stranger, you don't seem to have a notable regional accent at all for around here. You don't seem to be from Miletus, so I can't imagine you've moved recently, and your clothes, while elegant enough, have clearly seen some travel. Who are you? And what brings you to our humble little town?
I'm not a tourist. I'm just here on a leisure visit.
Not a great deal to see in this humble little town. Did you manage to visit the monument to the terror that happened so long ago? I'd recommend the temples as well, but they seem to be under mismanagement over the past few days.
Right, this is just me asking now. Have we been to the monument and the temples? Because I'm struggling
You've
to
not been to the
remember.
monument. Dios has been to the temple.
Dios has been to the temple. Right. Okay. Yeah. So
Made an
I'll say
impression.
so I'll say to him, I've not been to the monument. I've passed the temple. Looks nice, but yeah, I've not looked inside it.
Oh, I wouldn't recommend it, darling. It seems to be quite boring, although word on the grapevine is that all of the priests have just decided to up and leave. They left on the morning. Don't know why, but seems curious if you ask me.
Yeah, that is curious. I honestly have no idea why.
A shame, but I do love a good mystery, don't you? Just love the thrill of learning new information.
Yeah, I mean, information's good.
So,
I mean, what's like the best information, like the best gossip that you've got about this place?
oh,
What can you tell me?
the amount of gossip that comes through here at the Careless Magpie, I could fill an entire set of scrolls with. So many interesting little peoples and getting into their own little troubles that always let slip once the alcohol flows. Speaking of which, would you like another?
Yeah, have you got any dark ales on?
Oh, we have a mighty strong one, the flawed goat, if you will. I can go and pull another pint for you, only another gold piece.
When you say strong, how strong are we talking here? Bear in mind, I have just had one.
Well, it's not for the faint of heart. It might put a few hairs on your chest, but I don't think that's much of a problem for you.
No, I'm very well kept. I'll have it. I'll give it a go.
He steps off and brings you a new tankard, this time with a like dark brownish black, very clearly a stout that almost is as thick as jelly.
Crikey.
And you can smell the alcohol in this. It is strong.
Wow, this is an impressive craft. Whoever has produced this, is it freeze distilled? Is it?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, darling. Just an interesting supply from the old cult of Xenagos. They have the most entertaining liquors.
I can smell the liquor on it. Definitely barrel aged. I give it a test.
It is delightful, if enough to burn the inside of your throat. I need a Constitution saving throw, please. Okay. But even with it being the middle of the day, no food in your stomach, it goes down relatively smooth.
Cool.
You seem quite well learned on the arts of inebriations. Clearly travelled a lot on your quest for alcohol.
Yeah, I honestly, I organise all of my my travels on it. Really, I
Oh, what
travel from
better
town
way
to
to
town.
keep yourself warm on the long journeys of Theros than the thought of a nice soothing beer at the end of the road?
It is a very comforting thought. Yeah, it's a passion of mine.
Oh, I do like to hear about my patron's passions. But it doesn't seem to be your only one by the look of you. Have you got any other
No, like
interesting passions to share?
yeah, quite partial to cake as well. Cake is nice.
You don't seem like much of a glutton. You seem almost athletic, acrobatic of sorts, like you know your way around a dangerous situation.
What kind of situation are you talking about?
Oh, this is Theros, darling. If you've been travelling so far and wide in your quest for more booze, I'm sure you've encountered some dastardly bandits along the road and had to avoid their misdeeds. Maybe even punish them for it.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, it doesn't please me like it once did. But yes, I have to sometimes dish out punishment.
It is a shame when our passions no longer please us.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of the things, you know. You know what it's like. You do something for a long time, and you start to lose. Not that you don't lose your edge. It just comes so easy that it's no longer fun, and you just say, "Oh, why am I doing this?" And but then you realise that you've made a pact with some very serious, powerful people, if you can call them that, and you're just in it for life. Can't get away. You want to get away. You want to experience new things. You know, I just want to settle down. I want to make beer all the time, and I
Truly,
just
I
kind of
understand your pain. Would you like me to get you another drink?
yeah, I'll have a short drink this time. What's have you got any spirits? I mean, not white spirits. I'm not cleaning paintbrushes. I mean, anything.
I can think of something extra special for you. So
Right.
step behind the bar and pull out a small vial
Addiction.
and pass it to you. Now this will make all of those problems just melt away.
Anyway, I'm slightly inebriated. Can I just do an insight check as to whether
sure,
this
but
person may be trying to poison me.
yeah, insight check, but it'd be at disadvantage because you are inebriated.
Can't find insight. Here we go.
Oh god, this isn't going to go bad.
Oh shit.
This is a very friendly bartender offering you what they've claimed to be the finest of interesting ales, or at least spirits, as you've asked. And by the sound of his voice, it will absolutely just make all of your worries melt away. Whether it'll do other things as well is a different question.
Alright, I'll I've been sat here, I've been prattling on, I've been unloading my problems. Why don't you get a glass and I flick him 2 coins? So get yourself a glass.
Oh, ever so generous, as he does go and pour himself a beer as well.
What about this thing?
Oh. I would not want to spoil it for you, but if you absolutely insist, they pull out another small vial of similar looking liquid. Yeah, they're essentially single shot glasses or single shot bottles. There you go. So your nippy sweeties. As he raises it to you to as if to toast.
Yeah, go on then. I'll have a sip.
Okay, as he knocks it back as well. Let me have a quick look. I believe I need a. First of all, I need a Constitution saving throw.
Oh.
Oh.
Fantastic. Let me have a quick look. Where are we? That's the one. I then need a Wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh dear.
Okay. As you sip this odd tasting liquid, you cannot taste any alcohol in this at all. But you definitely immediately just feel relaxed. Like you could just stay here forever, never moving from this one spot. To the point where even lifting a finger to take another sip, it's just too much effort to do. You just sort of sit by the fire, relaxed, unable to make words, barely able to make thoughts.
Done fucked up.
You're pretty fucked up. We'll move away from this one as Bennett falls in and out of consciousness. As we'll go over to Dios and whatever nonsense he wants to do.
There's a lot of nonsense I want to do, and it's all business. Dios has a plan, and it's not going to end well for most people.
Well, that's concerning.
Yeah.
Remember, we're
I would
live
like-
streaming this.
Oh yeah, it's fine. We're going to go see the king.
Okay, you say we, it's just you.
Yeah. I'm piloting Dios. It's the royal we.
Okay.
Get it? Royal, seeing the king.
You stride your way through the palace to the king's bedchambers, where he is just curled up in the corner.
Is he saying anything, muttering to himself? Any of that bullshit?
He's just sort of curled up, facing the corner.
Okay, is he upset?
I mean, he tried to bring his son back to life, and now there's a portal to the underworld permanently open under his house. So
He's a touch unhappy.
I'll leave you to make the insight check on that one.
I don't. Would you say he is dealing with some strong emotions at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm just going to go ahead and use one of my second level spell slots to cast Calm Emotions on the guy.
Okay.
So it attempt to suppress strong emotions in a group of people. Yeah, it's just him. He can make a charisma saving throw. He can choose to fail it if he wishes. He's going to feel better either way.
It would be a 19.
Okay, he succeeds.
He's not going to willingly accept being charmed. He's quite happy wallowing in his sorrow.
Okay, then we're going to very unwillingly make him charmed. I'm going to use a third level spell slot to cast Fast Friends on the guy. A wisdom save.
Okay. That would be a 21.
I'm going to do it again.
Okay. just keep going.
King's a beast.
So
Oh
that
my
would
God.
be an 18.
Okay. He's got quite high wisdom then.
Yeah, he's got a +3 to wisdom, yeah.
Okay. 1 second. In fact, okay, seeing as that's not bloody working, can I just take in how he's dressed or anything like that?
He is in the same clothes he arrived in when he was dropped off by Granny's magic.
So he's in
unwashed,
rags,
unbathed. He's taken the armor off that you dressed him in because it was just too heavy for him. So he's basically just in rags in the corner, facing away, not engaging.
I am going to be a very nice, caring, religious lion, and I'm actually going to just help him to his feet, and I'm going to bathe the guy and dress him in his finery again, make him look like a king. He doesn't have to act like one, but he's going to look like one, and he's certainly going to smell like one when I'm done with him.
He doesn't resist. He doesn't really have the energy to do anything at this point. He just sort of sits there. You do whatever
Come
you
on,
want.
sire. Cleanliness is closest to godness. Come on, up you get. I'm going to chuck him in whatever tub they've got and give him a scrub.
Literally skin and bone. You could easily just pick him up and move him wherever you want to.
Yeah, I'm assuming he has a wardrobe in here and all of that.
Yeah, the majority of his royally garb is here.
We'll bathe him, we'll clothe him in whatever looks to be comfortable rather than regal. Basically, he's going to have a pajama day.
That's
'Cause
fair.
everyone needs a pajama day now and again.
He clearly needs one.
Yeah, he's going to have a pajama
After his
day.
son was murdered and his plans to try and bring him back was quite quickly thwarted to disastrous effect.
So I'm going to do that. I'm going to be nice.
Oh, and
to him.
also being tortured for about 2 solid weeks by Granny.
Yeah.
Don't forget that one.
Okay, so I'm just going to be very nice to him and all of that, and make him at least feel somewhat clean, and put him to bed, and make him force him essentially to rest. And I'm going to assume that the moment his head hits the pillow, he actually does just pass out.
No, he just sort of stays there staring at the ceiling.
Okay, so he's essentially traumatized.
Yeah, he's essentially just placid, pliable.
Okay, I'm going to get down to him and say, Sire, you clearly are not in any position to run this city. Will you allow me to help?
You get no response. He's quite literally catatonic.
Okay. I just give a very gentle sigh. I'm going to go over to whatever sort of counts as his wardrobe or writing desk or anything like that. I'm going to look for any symbols of office.
You would find essentially a small box with inside a signet ring of Neolantin.
Cool. I am going to, I'm going to forge a king's decree because I have the signet ring.
Yeah, have you got a forgery kit?
I don't really need to forge it, really. I can just write something else and then
It's
put the signet ring with wax.
yeah, it's more matching the details as opposed to specifically being able to do it. And if not, I would
I've got a
need
better
a
I have
sleight of
got a
hand
better idea.
or
No,
deception.
I've got a better idea.
Okay.
I've got a much better idea. I'm going to assume there's guards knocking around.
The majority are either training or guarding the portal.
Okay.
There's not actually that many guards on
I only
guard
need one.
duty.
I only need one. That's all I need.
Okay.
Can I have a quick run up and down the hallway and see if I can find a guard?
You'd just be able to drag one away from training.
Yep, cool. I'll say the king requires his court scribe. He has an edict. Send him to his room immediately.
So, what were you asking for him?
I'm asking for the court scribe. He doesn't write his own decrees.
Yeah.
Surely.
It looks at you a little confused. Apologies, champion. The scribe the king used was his son.
That's
It was
unfortunate.
to help him learn to write and read decrees is tradition in Neolantin. He was his father's scribe, and so on and so forth.
I have a quick question. Should the king fall ill or be unable to run the city or be active in court for whatever reason, who is the backup? Who's in charge when the king can't be there?
I'm confused by your question, champion.
Obviously, I'm asking
The king
Alex.
named you and your party as Neolantin's champions. So, in his absence, you are those who can inform the rules. You aren't monarchs. You cannot supersede the king or any of his decrees, but you are, as his champions, deemed as his eyes and ears.
Excellent.
Are you testing me, sir?
Yes, I am. And you are doing extremely well. Where is the captain of the guard?
He is instructing the guards on their training, sir.
Okay. Have him meet me in the throne room.
Very well, sir.
I'm going to make my way over to the throne room.
Okay.
And before the captain of the guard gets there, can I scoop up like a wooden chair from another room or something?
Sure.
Yeah. I want to take it into the throne room with me.
So you're not taking the chair with you?
I am taking the chair with me, but it's
Okay.
going to the throne room with me. I am
Okay.
going the chair with me.
So,
Before the captain of the guard get there, I'm going to plant the chair next to the throne.
Okay.
And I'm going to sit in the wooden chair.
Okay. So about 10 minutes later, the captain of the guards, Nefele, arrives.
Stand up and greet him.
You called, champion?
I did. Please approach. Approach. I don't know how much you are aware, but the king is somewhat troubled as of late. The loss of his son has weighed deeply on him. Indeed, the portal that we now all guard has severely hurt the king's ability to govern his country and his populace. I have consulted with him, and he has named me regent in his stead, and I present the the signet ring as a symbol of office to him.
It is peculiar that he would make such a decision without the guidance of his councils.
You are welcome to go attempt to talk to him if you wish.
But it is not my place to go against the Lord's judgment. You have the ring for Neo-Atlantin, but have you confirmed this with our guardian state, Meletus?
Messenger has been sent. However, we must await their prompt reply. That's a lie, by the way.
Make a deception check for me.
1 second. Pull my character sheet. Come on, roll 20. Don't fail me now.
The priest of the temple did leave in a hurry recently. I assume they were your messengers. Unorthodox, you should have sent one of our men. But I guess the portal takes precedence.
Absolutely. We cannot have a weakness in our defenses right now. I need all of your men here.
Not the
And-
decision I would have made, but I can't fault its logic.
How are our armories? How many weapons do we have?
Only the ones in our arms, sir. We are not a military civilization. It is
This needs to
against the
change.
it's against the policies of Meletus for us to raise arms at all.
Fortunately, we must now defend ourselves from a threat that is within. We must defend ourselves. And I will pull out a scrap of parchment and I will write out an edict and sign it with the seal, and say that all blacksmiths and armorers in the city are required to start creating arms and armor for the city guard.
Apologies, sir, but that is not something we can do without consent from Meletus, without voiding the treaty.
Cannot wait for them to agree to what we need. This isn't to raise arms against them. This is to defend ourselves from a portal to hell. Surely you understand the importance of this.
Have you ever met the Meletian Council, sir? They will take any excuse to have us change from vassal to occupancy. We make money, and they want that money. They will take any excuse. If you would heed my counsel, sir, I would strongly recommend against this until you've gotten confirmation from Meletus as to your authority.
How about we compromise? We have the armorers gather materials necessary to create the arms and armor we need, but not create them themselves. So when the nod from Meletus comes through, they can get started immediately.
That seems reasonable, sir.
See to it.
He gives the salute of holding his hands over his head in a triangular pose before marching off.
Yes.
Oh, one last thing, Captain.
Sir.
Send out some of your men as messengers. I would have the heads of all the guilds meet me here within the next few hours.
I will do what I can, sir, but it may not be until tomorrow that they are available.
Do what you can.
I will make it as pressing as possible.
Okay. So, with that sorted out, I am going to... what horrible thing that I do first. I've already raised the temple. No, I am going to wait in the palace and see who actually turns up from the guilds.
Okay. So, nobody shows up in the evening. You get the feeling that, yes, it's going to take a little bit of time to gather everybody up, especially with the current political upheaval happening within Neolanton. People are a little bit distracted. So, unless there's anything anyone wants to do in the immediate, we'll have everybody, bar Bennett, head back to the palace.
Yeah.
Unless somebody wants to go and try and find where Bennett's ended up.
Actually, to be fair, yeah. I'm kind of concerned that Bennett's wandered off. But he's so mysterious. I trust Bennett knows what he's doing.
Sure, Bennett will be fine.
Okay.
You know, Scott's almost just lost him on the other side of that portal. She's concerned. She'll go look for Bennett.
Okay. Make an investigation check for me.
Does Scuts just kind of just like walk off as we're like going back to the palace? You sort of do walk off, or do you mention at all that you're going to go find?
I imagine
being
you've all gone back to the palace, noticed that Bennett's not there, and gone looking for him. Unless there's a
Yeah, then
different way
Scott's
you'd want to
definitely
go,
would
yeah.
have gone looking for him. Yeah, no, if she didn't see him there, she'd go looking. Like, what if he got stuck in between worlds again?
What if there's another portal?
What if he fell in a hole?
These
Yeah,
questions,
okay.
they concern her with so much worry that she really sucked at her investigation check.
Would you have just sort of like walked away from the palace, or would you have been sort of like, "Where's Bennett?"
Since
chill
I
were
did
you
really
leaving?
bad at my investigation, she's literally just gonna start Bennett! Bennett! And she's gonna start
I don't know about anyone
Here,
else,
wandering.
but yeah.
boy, Bennett!
I think yeah. I'll assist. I'll aid.
Okay,
I'll
make
give
an
a-
investigation check as well. So, yeah, do you in turn
Oh, yes.
help Scuds by also yelling Bennett around the palace and then around the city itself?
Just imagine that Poge's got the flags draping over my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm just too impressed to stop
Well,
him.
I imagine he's also blowing the horn louder than you're shouting Bennett, so it's not helping anyway.
Oh my! That would be so awful in my helmet. I'd just be ringing non-stop.
Yeah.
Oh god. No.
But after a good few hours of searching, you eventually check
Oh, you were going to
the
say a
inn.
good few minutes then.
It's a while.
After a good
'cause
few minutes,
it's
you're gonna give
essentially
up and
he's
go
in
back.
the last place you look as you make your way into the Careless Magpie, which at this time it is the late evening. It is bustling full of a mixture of exhausted and excited dwellers of the slums, all raising mugs and celebrating their newfound desire for equality, as well as the will and the strength to do so.
Damn right.
And they seem to all be toasting an individual who is stood on a table trying to make words, but not doing very well. As you see a cloakless Bennett in nothing but his sweet thigh-high sandals, trying to lift the spirits of everybody, blackout drunk.
Awesome.
I feel like, unfortunately, as soon as I would see that, just to get myself out of the picture, but as that's literally one of my my fears in my character sheet. The hideous sight I saw before, just seeing those thigh highs, Sogeg just side scuttles. He just nopes. I'm outies.
You just go in, you see it, but hands up. Nope. Walk out.
Oh no. Bennett, what are you doing?
I don't even know.
Clearly, Scuts is going to attempt to gently scoop him off the table. It's time to go back to the palace now, bud.
Playfully jump to another table.
And Bennett's quick. He's quite slippery.
All right, I'll attempt to catch him. We're
Okay.
trying to grab him.
So-
He's jumping away. I'll
We'll do an athletics check from Skirts versus an acrobatics from Bennett.
Am I stronger than you are fast?
Oh, easily. He is
Oh, that's just I'm
drunk.
really drunk.
So he goes to jump, but just falls over his own leg as you catch him before he hits the table and breaks his nose. You protect his beautiful face.
All right. She's gonna hold him under one arm. As she looks around, can she see his cloak or his garments anywhere?
You can see. Actually, no. Make an investigation check for me. Let's see what you can see, or perception.
Which one's better? Perceptions. Roll 20 is gonna roll 20, so
Yeah, I
let's
mean,
go
yeah.
with perception. Oh,
You have a glance around. You can see the iconic hood of Bennett, as well as his sword, hung up behind the bar.
I will walk up to the bar with Bennett under arm and point at his stuff, addressing the barkeep.
I see that our lovely beer connoisseur has finally got his escort home, but in his need to relax, caught himself a little bit of a tab, a little bit of debt that he has so kindly paid off as he points to the cloak and sword.
Scouts is going to. Oh wait, well if I use the item, can I pull a strange item?
Yeah, you could pull a
'Cause I
strange
haven't
item.
used the
yeah, because
bag.
it wasn't
Oh, okay,
from this rest. It was from quite a while ago.
Yeah, it was from back like in Tethmos. All right. So she'll see it. She'll.
Okay. To put it simply, it's essentially mace.
I know, but the question is, do I try to barter with it or do I throw it down, hold my breath, and grab the shit and run?
Little column A, little column B. What seems right in the moment? What would Bennett do as he's passed out in your arms?
He better hold his breath. Scuts is gonna take a deep breath in and just throw it on the ground as she's gonna try to leap the table to go for his stuff.
Let's have a look at what the dust of sneezing and choking does. Okay, so they need to. So it's everybody within 30 feet needs to make a Constitution saving throw or become unable to breathe.
Are they gonna
Jesus.
die? Or just like
Yeah.
have open a window?
So how long is it?
Oh God.
A creature affected this way is incapacitated and suffocating. As long as it's conscious, it can repeat at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on a success. Oh no, this continues until they save.
Oh my God. I shouldn't have done that.
So let's just do a nice group check for him. Okay, you throw it down, holding your breath, as this red powder explodes and fills the entirety of the inn, to which immediately everybody starts coughing, choking, sneezing, and desperately gagging for breath.
She's definitely a little uneasy that it was not supposed to be this extreme, but she didn't read directions before throwing down the pouch, so we're here now. All right.
Everybody is coughing and sneezing so hard they cannot breathe.
I'm just gonna like smother Bennett's face into my fluff. Don't just filter out some of it. I don't know. All right. Scuts is going to try to leap the counter and go for his cloak and sword.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
Swear to God, roll 20. You're the best, and you're great, and you're an awesome program, and you suck. You do it.
You leap, or try to leap over the bar, but it is very clearly not designed to carry an entire uniball with a person under their arm. Your hoof just goes straight through it as you collapse through, busting your way through the bar and towards Bennett's cloak and sword, which you do manage to scoop up, but you have definitely left a bit of a trail of destruction in your wake. I will see if the patrons are still dying. Oh no! So while the dust still hangs in the air and the majority of patrons are still very much coughing away, Glyke, the tiefling bartender, does manage to catch his breath just as you bust through the bar and grab the stuff. What would you like to do?
We're just gonna grab the stuff and hoof it.
Okay.
See if we can avoid making this worse.
So go
I was
ahead.
raised by a hag. What do you expect?
And make another
This is how you-
athletics check for me.
This is normal bar behavior, right?
Okay. In fact, you don't even need to make it. Go ahead and make an athletics check anyway, but okay. You turn and book it as fast as you can out of the inn, to which Glyke turns and tries to follow, only to immediately get dogpiled on by other patrons who are in the middle of coughing and suffocating as they fall over onto him in the way, allowing you to escape. As you manage to make your way back to the palace unharassed after that nice little display.
There you go, Bennett. I got your stuff back. I'll kind of like haphazardly put his cloak on him, so I'm not like hauling him nude through the streets in his thigh highs. We'll try to give him some dignity as I bring him back to the palace.
Okay. Is there anything you'd want to do before you rest for the day? Okay, so you bunk yourselves down wherever you are sleeping within the palace to rest up for the eventful day ahead. I would like a wisdom saving throw from everybody, please. Again, including pets.
I'm getting better.
Okay, so it would be Neil, Bennett, Jim, Scuts, and Sogeg. would all get the same nightmare. This time of these, well, it's the same dream as last time, of these brambles just sort of filling every direction of your sight, piercing into your flesh as you sort of drown within them.
As they pierce, is there any blood?
There would be, yes. This is in your nightmare. So.
Happy times. Surely it is a message from Mogis. Anyone know why we're getting haunted by Nylea at all? Any particular reason?
Dios doesn't say a word.
So this would be the middle
Why is
of the
Dios
night
so
saying
quiet?
this. As you wake up in a cold sweat from these odd dreams you seem to be sharing. And also, yeah, Zolk, if you want to steal anybody's, you're welcome to.
Who failed it again?
Neil, Bennett, Jim, Scuds, and Pogeg.
The answer should be obvious. It's
Wisdom
Pogeg.
saving throw?
You
You
go for-
monster. Is there any chance at all of Sogeg seeing this, or would it literally just be only Pogeg doing this? I'm guessing.
Pogeg would need to make a wisdom saving throw and get higher than 15.
No.
So he doesn't even know his nightmare's
Wow.
been stolen.
You are lucky, Zolk. Where are you? Who knows what would have happened?
This is fine.
So, is there anything else you want to discuss about these strange dreams before heading back to bed?
I will say, psst. Why are we being haunted very clearly by Nylea? I know those vines.
There's not
Scott's
Someone
just
like, I don't know, piss on a tulip?
Scott's just kind of assumed it was like when she wild surges and makes the vines. Like just thought that's what that was.
Then why are you making us have dreams? Why would
Aw.
Granny do this?
Because you're still talking all that shit about Mogis or whatever. Granny's awesome. Clearly,
I
that's what
can't
this
deny.
means.
I trust Scott. I'd definitely nod and go, Granny is awesome. So I trust that. I trust the answer. Calm.
Nothing more sinister here at all. It's fine. You've been letting Zulk get into your nightmares too much. Jim, it's fine. Gives him a solid pat on the back.
We're making nighttime talks. Bennett failed as well, right?
Yes.
I'll make some small talk. So Bennett, steal any more kids' souls? Any cool new
No.
faces?
Bennett would be horrendously hungover.
You know what
Yeah,
Bennett
Bennett.
needs? You need a nighttime horn.
As
pat
Bennett very
Pogeg on
much
the
has
back.
an addiction, and I'll tell him what the addiction is once I've actually worked out what it is.
No. I'll ask Pogeg to give us a nice little melody to get us back to sleep.
Would you like me to play his melody again?
Blow the horn. It's really peaceful when you get used to it. It's like having white noise when you're trying to go to sleep.
And it just shakes his head and takes his duvet and his pillow and just literally goes outside and just settles down in a corner and just tries to go back to sleep.
Respectable.
So, is that it for nighttime talks? Okay. Managed to get yourselves somewhat back to sleep before once again being rudely awoken, this time everybody, by the sound of a booming voice that seems to echo across all of Neolantin. People of Neolantin, you harbor a true criminal, a heretic that defiles the gods and has declared himself your savior. You have allowed roots of evil and falsehoods to spread through your city. We have been sent here for divine judgment. Surrender the heretic Dios Plains Guide before sunset, and we will be on our way. But continue to harbor his evils, and the wrath of nature will fall upon you all.
Does he mention where to surrender Dios to?
You assume to wherever the source of the voice is, which seems to be coming from a point. It's like somebody's used thaumaturgy essentially to make the voice louder.
Okay.
Like, dialed up to 11.
So where would that point be?
It would probably be by the front gates.
Okay. Dios is just gonna climb the battlements and address the idiots from the gate.
Anyone going with Dios on this little investigation?
The man needs
Scott's-
to
roll
roll.
anything to check that I've sobered up a bit.
You would have sobered up enough. You definitely have a craving for more of whatever that substance was.
I'll go and I'll put that in my quest log that I need to go back and get some, but I'll go to the gate for now.
Okay. Anyone else?
Wait, I know you guys. Yeah. No. Yeah. The man needs a horn and a banner.
Scots is definitely joining.
Yeah, I'm going to.
As I'm walking over to the gate, I'm gonna give Sogeg a poke. Just give him a
Poke
nudge.
or a bad poke?
A good poke. A gentle nudge with my elbow. A good poke. I want a word.
I'll listen.
Yeah. I told you war was going to come to these walls. Now's your time to show what you're made of.
If they stand between me and my goals, then their blood will be spilt.
Well, their blood appears to be inside them at the moment. I'm pretty sure Mogis wants that outside.
Just hearing the word blood, you see me breathe heavy, as he's now made a special bond with Pogeg, and with a simple raise of my finger, you just start hearing the war horn blare behind. For Mogis! And I'm just going to keep shouting Mogis non-stop.
I'm just going to put my hand out and say, in due time, let's give him a little scare first. I'm going to climb the battlement.
So, just making sure the Scud, Snadr, and Zolk, are you also following?
No.
So, okay, Zolk is not going.
Clever boy.
Zulk is being a coward. There's a
When did he
surprise.
get so wise?
It's probably for the best that we don't follow, but I'm following out of pure curiosity at this
You-
point.
Definitely notice as you walk through the streets of Neolantin, panic has overset everybody.
Cowards.
If everybody's panicking, I'd like to take the time to go and loot some places.
Okay, we'll get back to that as a midway point.
Okay.
Scuds, what are you doing?
She's just like welling up with tears and following Dios. Like the thought of surrendering her best friend to certain doom.
He also
Okay.
won't go down without a fight.
So you head to the battlements, where you see a forest that wasn't there yesterday. And at the head of this, or at least at the opening of this forest, is this lady. Just stood, spear in one hand, and just sort of looking expectantly out. Although not the most obvious thing on the battlefield, or at least on the front of Neolantin, that would be a pair of these guys.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Big.
Very big.
Well, it's good knowing you, Dios. We could pretend that we're drowning Dios. We do the old cat trick and just like drown him. Then we just buggy. Peace out.
Have you come to surrender yourself willingly? You are
Dios.
to be put on trial before the Council of Champions. And then we will decide what fate you shall have if you atone. Otherwise, we will make good on our promise with the backing of the entire Pantheon.
You see Dios,
Even what's it called?
he just paces the battlements slightly and says, he actually says to Bennett and anyone else who's there, go into the city, gather a crowd, as many people as you can. Go. Bring the guard if you must. We need bodies.
And away we go.
Guts is gonna go straight for Mr. Burbles.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't want to fight them. I just want people to watch what I'm going to do.
I have another charge
Guts
of
is
mass
still grabbing
suggestion.
Mr. Burbles.
Fair enough. But who's guarding the portal?
I'll put a sign up. It just
Lord.
says, "Palace closed. Please go back." Parentheses,
try again
especially
later.
low striders.
I like it.
No solicitors.
Be cool.
Closed for cleaning. All right.
I'm gonna. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I
So-
go to the black market. It's fine.
Yeah, at this stage, people are in panic. Some of them are trying to shelter in their homes. The majority are either trying to hop the walls and just leave that way, or trying to get on boats to get out of here.
If I started doing a big old speech, how many people would hear me? I can shout pretty loud, but
If you've got a way to make yourself magically louder, you'd basically be able to do the same as the person that is challenging you.
I mean, I've got thaumaturgy as well.
There you go.
So yeah, I'll do that. So I will pace the battlements in front of the gate. In fact, you know what? I will head down, open the gate, and I will stand in front of it. And I will use thaumaturgy to raise my voice. People of Neolantin, you have heard the the voices of these so-called champions calling me an apostate, calling me a naysayer, calling me unfaithful. To them I say, no, I am none of these things. Heliod threw down Olantin when they got too powerful, too big, too vain to bathe in his light. He saved you from their sin. I am pure. I can lead you. And I am the only one who can. I will use daylight to essentially cast a beam of light directly onto myself as I'm pacing back and forth in front of the gate.
Shiny.
Strength and the love of Heliod will see me through. These non-believers, these heretics, they do not frighten me. They do not frighten my Lord Heliod. He will save you as he saved me. He will save you all. I go to this pitiful court and I laugh at them, for I will be deemed innocent and pure and clean. And if I do not come back, know me as your martyr and rise against them, for they are the unclean, the unfaithful. And I just rip my armor off, throw my pike to the floor, and I just stride towards them.
It beats itself.
Okay. Is anyone else doing anything?
I would like to do something as a run back to the black market.
Sure.
Just a very double check, but Godsworn does give me an additional use of each piety reward, right? No, I'm being dumb. Sorry, yeah, I'm being dumb. No, it's piety rewards, not yeah. That makes sense. I'll just go and find. Are there any burly-looking javelin-wielding dudes who look itching for a round?
I'm sure you can find a handful.
I find some very pogiest looking people, and I'll just say, calm the people, steal their will. Some flee, don't let them.
Make a persuasion check or intimidation.
I'll be persuasive to these as they have javelins and I like them.
They look at you with confusion.
Oh, you were javelin
Look,
bros.
Boss, we can see those things from this side of the wall. I ain't fucking with that.
Are the two people I'm talking to right now,
There's probably a group of 5.
are they all unarmored?
From what you can see, they are wearing light armor under clothes, trying to be a bit more concealed with it.
I am going to look to them all, and suspiciously, I start to grow red. It's really weird that that's happening. And I just say, blood will flow no matter what you do. And I'm going to launch my Zeiston at the nearest one.
Okay.
If they ain't getting them, and I will be having Pogeg use helpful on me.
Sure. Make the attack.
Which I need to double check. Yep. So the extra 2d6 damage. Bada bing, bada bing. Click all my ability things. I'll throw in a smite because fuck it, why not? And yes, I have just Ruffle Smite. Oh, no, it'll just be the Ruffle Smite then. I'll click on that.
Okay.
Click off. And then
But that's just a smite.
bada bingus, bada bungus. Zeist Button smash ho! Please hit. Oh my god, I don't think it hits.
You thrust forward, not expecting the armor underneath,
Oh,
but with enough force to just about get through it. You made it a lighter jab because you thought, oh, they're just unarmored, but there was a bit more resistance than you thought. Not enough to stop you from essentially carving a huge hole in the center of this creature's torso.
Be a lesson to you.
Everyone else just breaks and runs, as do any onlookers.
I will pick up the bloodied corpse and fuck it. You know what? Sometimes you gotta learn by example, and I just sort of revel in the bloodshed. I'm gonna start shouting Mogus again.
Okay. We're going full Khan Betrayer. Is anyone else doing anything while Dios is making his speech?
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Natrin, what are you doing?
I want to run and see if I can find that one Triton I found before.
Make an investigation check. It's not going to be easy as there's a lot of panic going on.
Investigation.
Yes.
Oh boy, my investigation's really bad. Come on. Oh,
Yeah, not a
So
chance.
bad.
The everywhere is in chaos of people trying their best to get out. They don't have the protection of the captured Nightmare Shepherd like when the Kraken arrived. They can actually die now, and there's 2 giants and an army of trees outside the gate.
Neil doesn't have anything that can help me try and find him, does he?
Not really, no. Zolk, make an investigation check as well.
Do
Are you looking in the main market or in the black market?
what I need would be from the black market.
You would find apothecary would be the way they would upsell themselves. You find a drug den.
All right, is it actively manned or is it?
Oh no, it's the few people that are there are completely blot up on whatever they've taken.
All
Everyone
right,
else has fled.
I'm looking for as much tranquilizer as I can find that I can stick on crossbow bolts.
Tranquilizer. Okay. Let me have a look. There definitely is one, but I don't remember the actual name of it. There it is. Okay. Go ahead and just roll me a d20. Let's just keep it simple. Roll me a d20.
Okay.
Okay. You find 5 vials of this sort of slightly translucent liquid. It was like cloudy water. But you would know from your previous experience with Farrakha that these are 5 bottles of torpor. And if you look in the items, consumables, poisons, and toxins, all the toxins are there. You can have a look at what torpor is. You'd struggle to put it on crossbow bolts, considering crossbows don't exist in Theros. But
Okay, we need to delete that from my character sheet.
yeah. the only crossbow that exists is the big ballistic, because they need the space for it.
Right, okay.
I can lend you it if you want. Now sit on your back.
I'm sure we'll find a way to make use of it.
You can always make a blowgun and blow darts and just go around popping people's balloons and putting them to sleep. Well, making them incapacitated is what Torpor does. Like, straight
Well,
up
that's
next to kill them. It's great.
They wouldn't happen to have any truth serum, would they?
Go ahead and roll another d20 for me. You'll find 3 doses of truth serum.
There is.
Okay. Bennett, Scuts, are you doing anything while Dios is doing his thing?
I just did as Dios said. I was running off just to try and find some people that will
People.
go to the wall.
Scuts, you find Mr. Burbles loyally guarding the portal.
I'm going to hastily scribble a sign. So if any woe striders come through, it tells them they need to go back. Just closed. Can I ride Mr. Burbles? Is he big enough? I will jump on him.
He is big enough to ride. He is a size large creature.
I will give him head pats, and instead of rallying any of the guards or any useful help, she's just going to get on Mr. Burbles and ride straight back.
He will set you on fire doing this, though.
That's what. Okay, hold on. Got some questions about the flammability of things. Do I need to take anything off before it sets on fire?
As far as I'm aware, you're not wearing armor. You have no shield, or at least, and no like non-magical items on you, or non-magical clothing items on you. So, no, it'll just singe the edges of your fur. But considering you're resistant to fire, you're not really gonna be that bothered.
Alright. Just making sure my clothes aren't going to catch fire and it's going to be a Lady Godiva thing. Alright. On the burble, she rides back to Dios. She'll try to like wave people to follow her, but
I mean,
it's
seeing a
secondary.
Unibor riding a flaming bird dog, yeah, people aren't going to be willing to, like, oh, you know what? I should follow where this thing's going. While giants attack and someone's screaming that they're going to raise the entire city. Oh, sorry, return it to nature.
Actually, oh god, she's torn. Is there anything actively attacking the city or stopping the people from getting out, or can they relatively sort themselves out?
At this point, they aren't leaving through the gate because that's in the direction of the people that are threatening them. They seem to be either heading to either the docks or just to the wherever they can essentially get over the walls.
I'll make them another exit with the granny stick before I head back over to Dios. How about that? We'll make a quick sidetrack and Wrecking Ball an additional exit feature.
Yeah.
That's helpful. Scuts is just trying her best.
I mean, the granny stick has siege attacker. It can quite easily breach a hole in the wall.
I just does that make it better or worse? She's not really sure.
It means that they can get out by just walking out as opposed to having to climb the wall and jump off the other side.
Oh yeah, she's okay. She's definitely gonna
Or trying to get
bore
on
a
one of the
pathway.
few boats that are in the dockyards.
Okay, yeah. Before she runs back to Dios, she'll do some renovating to the wall here. Do I
Okay.
need to roll for it, or is it just
No,
going to take some time?
It wouldn't take that much time because the Granitic has Siege Attacker. You do max damage to objects and structures.
Walls. Okay. She's going to get on top of Mr. Burbles after crushing a hole through and shout at everyone to head that way.
Yeah, they do start heading to the breach in the wall, trying to filter their way out into just the raw land outside the walls. Okay. So we'll go back to Dios.
I'm handing myself over.
So, yes, you march your way over. Are you taking your... So you've dropped your armor. Are you taking it with you, or are you just leaving it
Yeah.
on the floor?
Can I retract that? I'm going to keep my armor on,
Keep
but
your
I
armor
will. I will leave my. Actually, I'll just take everything with me.
Yeah.
But I will hand my pike over to whoever meets me.
So the lady meets you in the middle. I see. Are you coming over willingly, or is this another one of Heliod's tricks?
I'm coming willingly. There's no trick to be had here. Heliod's already won. You just don't realise it yet. And I just hand over my pike to her.
Takes your pike and throws it into a nearby tree that it embeds within. And then reaches over to your wrists and essentially binds them in thorns.
I
Like
don't
a
resist.
thorn handcuff. You are under the jurisdiction of the Council of Champions. We will decide your fate. But this city has been tainted by the scheming of that egotist. I will give the civilians a small chance to flee, but consequences must always happen.
I will close my eyes and I will go in to do a divine intervention.
Did you not make one in the previous session?
Nope. I purposely held off.
Okay.
I did a.
It was a will of the people.
It was will of the people.
Okay.
So I will do a divine intervention. Looking for 46 plus 7 is 53. Because I am a cleric and can add my level
Yep.
to it. Nope. Oh well.
That's a no.
That's okay. Then we'll just carry on regardless. And I will trust that Heliod does what's right.
I'm not going to let him.
So at the moment, Dios stands outside the front with this clearly God given person, this champion of Nylia.
As we're walking, I will just nod towards the pike that's embedded in a tree and just say, I'll want that back later, you know.
Oh, the tree's walking with you.
That's okay then. Yeah, I want it back once I'm exonerated.
They brought the forest with them.
Yeah.
But they're not heading back at this moment. They're currently just stood watching the city. Having you stood next to them, just watching, giving the people inside a chance to have the last moments, as to say, find safety if they can, but punishments must be doled out according to Renata. Or at least the orders she was given. So,
Her name again?
Renata.
Has she introduced herself to me?
No, but you would have definitely heard of her. Easily one of the most famed heroes in Theros. Everybody here would have heard. Maybe not Scads, because more sheltered. But yeah, you would have at least heard of her.
Okay.
So, is anyone else doing anything in particular?
I would be essentially, as they're walking back to the gate, kind of a bit disappointed at how quickly the zeal of my bogus boys wore off.
I mean,
I'm just gonna
they had
focus.
zeal to free themselves, not fight giants in angry trees.
I mean, they could have freed themselves of the mortal coil. I mean, that's pretty cool. I'm just gonna
They're
have
about to.
was me. Getting the sense of this, I'm gonna have Pogeg sound the war horn. And as I walk
Give me
back,
a moment,
I'm just
hold
going
on.
to shout out a repeated thing of fight or die. There is only life if you fight these tree bastards. Or you'll have me to answer to. Because I stand by people who will fight for themselves. Not cowards. I'll just be shouting shouting a call to fight to live.
Well,
Because these people is fucked.
yeah, make a persuasion check.
By the mighty horn of Pogeg, give me good roll. It's a good roll.
That is a good roll. They do seem to understand what you're trying to say, but they're also very much faced with guaranteed death.
Yeah.
So
Could I? I'm sorry.
it's more that they are aware that they're not strong enough yet, and it's better to flee and get stronger to then fight later than it is to just get killed.
Could I say that there's an undertone in my speech? I feel like with a roll, I'd be able to put the undertone. Essentially, it's along the lines of, it's not just what I'm saying, but essentially, I also won't see anyone who doesn't stand and fight now as worthy. And I'm going to stab you. Just so they know. Just so they know. Okay, you don't get
Okay.
second chances with Mogis. It's stab or be stabbed.
They're
So
not.
that's all I do essentially. Yeah,
Yeah.
I walk to the gate. There's got to be a few kids who are feeling it.
Zolk, Nadrin, are you up to anything in particular at this point?
Additional pillaging, I guess.
Yeah, you're clearly in no rush
The
at this
opportunities.
point. You've got until sunset.
Yeah. I'm taking full advantage of the situation.
Would it be possible for me to keep looking for the Triton dude?
Sure. Make another investigation check.
Come on.
You look around, trying to follow where the crowds are going, and you spot that familiar long, damp cloak over by the dockyards as these sort of helping usher people onto boats and out into the into the water.
Okay. Helping people. I will let him keep helping people for a while, for a bit, and just keep watch of him.
Okay. Anything other than just watching him?
So long as he gets out, I'll be okay.
Okay. Bennett, are you up to anything while Dios is in custody?
I think by now, if anybody's going to have volunteered the services, they would have done. So I'm heading back towards the gate in what will ultimately be a futile effort to stop Dios from going.
Would I be able to see Dios? Sorry, I'm Dios. Bennett from the gate.
Yes. So he would have arrived back with the barely a handful of people.
That's okay.
As you were walking towards Renata.
I would like to address her. I won't call her by name, but I will say,
Mhm.
do you hear that horn?
Indeed. It is a...
It's an interesting sound, isn't it? My good friend Jim. That horn belongs to him. Jim is a champion of Mogus. See the tall gentleman on the battlements in the glasses? Champion of Erebus. My sire does not stand alone. You do well to remember that.
I think you forget your place. As she just holds up a single finger, and this incredible whirring sound sort of just thunders as one of the giants lifts a sling and starts spinning it before unleashing a huge boulder into the wall just by the side of the gate as it just explodes into a shower of pebbles.
We shouldn't have all used our divine interventions.
How far away is the giant?
Oops.
Probably where from you or from the
From me.
thing? Probably about 100 feet.
Okay. I'm just going to start ambling my way towards it.
Oh, they won't let
Away.
you move. You're in cuffs. You're staying still.
I'm not even allowed to go away from the
Yes,
city.
you're essentially restrained.
Okay.
You could try and break out if you wish. The thorns, it'll hurt.
Okay. No, I'm not going to try and break out, but I will turn to Renata's stupid face. And I will say, grovel before me. And I will channel that with a command. Because it only requires a verbal bit of magic. It's a wisdom save.
I knew I'd have to make character sheets for these people.
Rip.
Wisdom save. Hold on. Fantasy. 25.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
What's the plus on that?
It's worth a
dear.
try. It's worth a try. Okay.
Yeah, and that's me not having actually done their character sheet properly. They still haven't had the proficiency bonus on top of that.
Jesus.
Yeah, you would know that Renata is a demigod of Nihilia.
Okay. You didn't tell me that before.
I didn't want to spoil it.
Shit.
I knew.
I mean, this is why it was like using specific art and all that, and mention that you've definitely heard them by name.
Yes, it's all very well and good, but no, no.
It's from a different god, so why would Dios care?
Yes.
The only demigod you need to know of is Dark Souls.
1v1er. You got this, Dios.
It's okay. I've got no problem with going with these
Easy.
idiots. I've got no problem going with these idiots. I'm convinced that you'll see me again very quickly.
That was the last time
So-
we ever saw Dios.
In reaction to the giant's boulder exploding right next to Sogeg and Bennett, is there anything anyone within the city wants to do?
Would
Literally
Scuds have-
fizzing with range.
Made it back in this time to
Oh
see.
yes, you would have also seen it as well because you would be making your way back.
All right,
And
Scuds
we're
is just
riding
gonna come
atop of Mr.
Yeah.
Verbals here super fast as well.
riding atop this giant
Firebird dog.
Firebird dog. Yeah, I was gonna say I'll have to sort out that. She's just gonna reach out in front of her and just be like, "Dios, no!" Like, just start sobbing so hard you hear the singeing of her tears as they fall on the hot dog. She's gonna see that his body language though he's given in and he's going, so she's not going to as he wants to
Okay.
go into she wants to go into a rage and save him.
He's not going out of some belief that he's done wrong. He's going because he's going to prove that the rest of the world is against this city and they need to rise up. And he's going there with a very pompous attitude that I'm in the right here. Whatever kangaroo court you trump up to try me is, I'm safe. And he genuinely believes that.
Okay. Anyone else within the city?
We know what Zolka's doing at least.
You're the one making the most progress, to be honest. We should all learn from Zol.
So, by this point, Renata and her entourage of trees start to frog march Dios into the distance, leaving the two colossi to stand sentinel in front of the gates. Well,
Can I
shortly
elbow
near.
Renata?
I mean, if you want to.
Just give her a nudge and say, you know what they say about being in custody? It's no trifling matter. And then I'll just keep walking.
Understood.
You can tell she doesn't get the joke.
But everyone else listening does. That's the important thing.
Because there's
Even the trees get it.
no
I'd
trifle
love
in the
it.
forests. That's civilization stuff.
Wouldn't it be good if there was just one tree right at the very back of the entourage
Just-
just giggles?
Trying to just hide a laugh. Getting dirty looks from the other
Can't wait to get
trees.
out of this mess.
So we will put a pause in today's session there. We're about halfway through the day. These two colossi standing pretty menacingly outside of the city, and Dios taken away in thorns to this council of champions. Let's do some end of session wrap ups and see where everyone is with their piety, story, and loyalty. So, piety. You get your point of piety for playing today. Did you complete your minor divine agenda? Let's have a look. Let's open up everyone's agendas. See who remembered to look at it. Definitely a point for Zulk. You did the right thing. That's going to be a no for Bennett, as you actively brought innocence towards the danger.
That was an accident.
I'm going to say no for Scuds.
Yeah, I was gonna try to go find boats after this, but
Yeah, we run
No
out
boat
of time. Yeah.
it's okay.
Uh,
We're getting wanderlusty.
I will give a point to Dios for his interpretation of do the right thing.
I get my 2 points of wisdom back because I'm back at 50 piety.
Um, I'm not sure for Sogeg.
Yeah.
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I tried, but I think no's right.
It was
But
hard
I
to
think the
word
people
that
I was-
agenda in a way that also made sense for Mogis and to do the sort of things
Yeah.
I wanted everyone to do. So
I think it would have been yes if I'd not murdered the shit out of that guy.
you did murder one of your followers in cold blood.
But in my
so.
eyes, they couldn't have been a true follower of Mogis because they
They
ran
weren't
away
a
from
follower of
bloodshed.
Mogis, they were a follower of Mogeg. Of
Yeah,
Pogus.
Mogeg.
Of the bronze shoed god.
Well, exactly. They weren't wearing bronze shoes.
They're
How
not
could they
easy
be
to get a
followers?
hold of after
They're
being
not.
converted after one day.
I would have.
I will give a
I
point to Nadrin, though, as well. As well, I believe there's only one person in Neolantin you would deem worthy of saving, and you are in the middle of actively trying to do that.
Yeah.
So that's reasonable. Did you expand your god's influence in the world in a concrete way? Sogeg.
Yay.
Did you diminish the influence of a rival god in the world in a concrete way? I'm going to say no one really did that one. A successful divine intervention. So
Just an unsuccessful one.
Yes. I made the boot come down.
you made the blood rain. Story points. Get a point of story for playing today. Did you overcome a great challenge using violent or non-violent means? You're in the middle of that great challenge, so you'll probably get that point next week.
I overcame it by not dealing with it.
Which is not non-violent means, is what that is. Did you make a significant discovery or unearth some lost history? I'm going to give a point to Bennett on this one for his adventures at the inn. And I'll give a point to everybody for this one because of the discussions with Renata and that whole situation. Did you perform an act worthy of a new epithet? Tell me your epithets, people.
I think I've got an argument for two. The Regent, because I crown myself Regent of the city with no one really to bother me. And also the Martyr. I gave myself up.
You ain't dead yet.
I will give you a point for that one for Regent.
Okay.
I'm going to cap all of these at only giving 1 point in them. So even if you get like multiple epithets, I'll still only give you the 1 story point.
Okay.
I'd say not so much for Marta, as she would not really.
Not dead yet.
Well, not so much not just not dead yet, but you were defiant the entire way through, which is not typically martyrdom in that sense. That's more of a, like, okay, I'll take all the blame and take all this lot, whereas you were like, no, I want everybody to watch this. Everyone look at how amazing I am.
Yep.
Dios
is pretty amazing.
I think I'm going to give a point to Bennett for being able to handle his alcohol so well.
Can I have one called Dad because of my terrible dad joke?
No.
Ah,
Get out.
No.
I'll keep telling him. I'll do it.
Sogeg, you already have Rabble Rouser.
It's definitely not a new one, but I love my Rabble Rouser.
Yeah.
I am going to be using this many times. People must
Uh,
know of Mogis.
Zolk, do you feel like you did anything worthy of an epithet this session?
Pillager?
Being quick-fingered if you're not. What do you got?
Like,
I'll
Pillager's
allow
the
it.
only
Yeah,
thing that comes to
I'll allow it. Yeah, Pillager. As you did make the most of a crisis by stealing as much as you possibly could.
How much is yet to be ascertained, but we'll figure that out.
Nadrin, do you feel like you did anything this session worthy of an epithet?
I don't think so.
Yeah, not quite yet.
Maybe
Once
if
we
I
get to
actually
SeaWorld.
succeed.
That would help.
But it's a work in progress.
Scott, do you feel like you did anything epithet worthy?
Yeah. I would like to make a case for Scuts, the matchmaker.
Okay, yeah, you've got it, matchmaker.
This is your wife now, okay?
You managed to marry a bugbear and a bone whelk.
Beautiful.
Love
It
knows
was
no
meant to
bounds in
be.
Near Lantern.
Also, so I'm like, this javelin inscribed with Sogeg. I'm like, who's Sogeg? Well, I'm like, Jim likes javelins. I should give this to Jim. Just gonna hand you a javelin that says Sogeg. Maybe that's how you.
Do I know who Sogeg is?
Sogeg.
We'll
You
have
would know
to find out
Sogeg.
next time.
Although, actually, I think at this point you would have spread enough of your name to get rid of that cursed epithet if you want to. Because of your inspiring speeches towards everyone and rabble rousing and creating the cult of Pogeg.
I'd say, like,
So I would allow that.
I was going through my emo art, but as soon as Scuts gives back the spear, you just see me get my hair that's like over my one eye. I take off my helmet dramatically and I push it aside, and arms out, sort of high up. I just say, "It is I, Sogeg. It was me all the time."
Oh,
what a twist!
Sogeg! Oh, big surprise.
Nobody did any Wills of the People checks this session. So, finally, we have loyalty. So this would be for Neil, Pogeg 3, and Scott. If you want to adopt Mr. Burbles, this would be for Mr. Burbles as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There you go. You're so
Yeah.
big again. I would love to have Mr. Burbles as a pet.
So, He would already be at 1 loyalty just for having him, but you get a point of loyalty for playing today. Did you fight together as one with your companion? Not really. There wasn't much fighting. Did you sacrifice something for the good of your companion? Again, not particularly. Did your companion perform an incredible action? I will give a point to both Sogeg and to Mr. Burbles. Sogeg for his incredible musical talents, and Mr. Burbles for his just gallant riding skills while also setting you on fire, so you look like Ghost Rider the entire time.
It's pretty badass.
Sogeg must be so jealous.
It's pretty badass.
I kind of am, yes. No, I'm really happy with my goblin.
And as there were
It's cool
no
flag.
parts where your companion could have gotten injured, you won't get any points for remaining in good health. Okay, that's the end of session all wrapped up. So, yeah, we leave ourselves on a little bit of a cliffhanger, or at least this sort of tense moment as Dios is marched away to whatever fate awaits him, as a pair of colossi stand intimidatingly outside the front of Neolantin, ready to fulfill what they have promised and return the city to nature once the sun sets. So, thank you everybody for playing. Thank you everyone at home for watching. And we'll be back next week. This is mostly your stream, so I'll let you do the sign off.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll be back next Thursday for the next session of Theros. And tomorrow I have to pick a new game because I killed all my Pokemon. They all fainted.
It wasn't my
And
fault.
I
didn't
failed at
give
the
you bad
gym
advice.
again. So we're gonna have to pick a new game and do something. So I don't know what yet, but we'll be doing that. And today I'm gonna be drawing after this stream, so I'm gonna take a quick intermission, stretch my legs, get some more water, and then when I come back, we'll be on to drawing for a little bit. We're gonna work on some busts. It's gonna be good fun. Thank you so much for watching this episode, everybody. I love playing this. I'm so glad we're back. Like, we took a little break because of holidays and stuff, but I live for Thursdays. This is awesome. Everybody, go ahead and say bye. And to the stream, I'll be back in about 5 to 10 minutes.
All right.
Throwing up the BRB. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.